This is probably the best thing where, like, of all.
Fashion is about the culture. Fashion is about communication. It's about putting things together with style.
What do most CEOs get wrong?
On a personal note, success is to be enough.
Change brings you hard decisions. Change can be very uncomfortable and very harmful.
I love the idea that, like, we're considered as the slowest brand in the world. Best ideas are always unscalable, and then figure out a way to make them scalable.
What's your why? Like, why do you do this?
Why do I do it? Because I feel in order to really pay homage to the founder, I need to be a bit as crazy as he was. I only care about one thing: how much do they care?
In a world driven by numbers, growth, speed, we pause to ask, what drives the people behind these companies? What does leadership mean when no one's watching?
So welcome to ABtalks Business. What is this series? It's a cool question, and the answer is you've seen these big organizations, these big companies, these big brands, and you think they're successful, but who are the humans behind it? That's also important. So we're here to meet entrepreneurs, business leaders, CEOs, board members, chairmen, and get to know them not only as a human, but how have they applied what they've learned through life into making a very successful business. How do they hire? How do they fire? How do they build culture? And how are they so successful? Enjoy. We are going to the Zegna fashion show, and it is their first fashion show outside Milan, if I'm not mistaken, in 100 years. I've been working with them for 5 years now, I think, or more. So I'm really curious to see. I'm used to see how high of a standard their shows are and how well put they are. So I'm very curious to see them in Dubai, in my city. You know what they will do here. Today, I think we'll meet the family, the Gildo. We're going to meet Edoardo. It's also very nice that after 5 years, I get to see them in my city. Of course, I'm in love with my city, and I'm a sharer. So it's nice to be able to share Dubai with people who appreciate it. Hi.
Professor.
Professor, I don't know, but hopefully a friend.
You're a friend.
How do you build a brand that lasts over 100 years?
I have to be very thankful to my parents, to their parents, and to their parents. The answer is, it's very important that you have some very strong values of who you are. So how do you keep it 115 plus years? Is clarity of who you are. Yeah, and treat it like a baby. Like you need to attend the baby.
How are you really feeling now?
I felt strong before, now I feel even stronger. Because I think we did the right thing. And I think that the timing has been perfect, and we are very happy to have it done. And I think that is the best way to show what the export of Made in Italy can do. Fashion is about the culture. Fashion is about communication. Fashion is about relationship. Fashion is about putting things together with style. And so all these things I think that you were able to do today, and I think that is probably the most impressive show of Zegna by Sartori that I've seen.
With a brain like yours, which is a beautiful, unique brain, how do you stay inspired and creative? Because you have to protect that.
I think boredom is a super undervalued concept. Because boredom propels creativity, figuring out stuff. In today's world, we're so bombarded by everything. I mean, our phone being the first enemy. God, boredom is such a beautiful thing.
I agree.
I want my kids to to aspire to be born. Like, such a beautiful thing.
I started to call it with my team. I'm like, please schedule a dumb day.
Yeah.
I want a day that really I don't do much.
Yeah, with no KPI.
Because then
No, I agree with
it's
you.
like when we're in,
I agree
if
with
you're a busy human, where do you get ideas? Either in the toilet or in the shower.
Yeah, I agree with
Because
you.
you're bored, you're like, oh yes, I should. And you think of something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're always distracted. So I completely agree. You've been leading this brand for over 20 years. Why do you still do it?
I started 1981
When I was born.
in the States.
I was born 1981. Yeah.
But, I've been doing this job as CEO for 20 years.
Yes.
Because, I love it because it's my company, it's my passion, and, my life is what I do. And I think that it's like a mission brought by a passion. And, I work weekends, I work nights. And it's a continuous dream, fulfilling a dream, and carrying on the mission of the Zegna brand to new heights. I would do it even when I'm going to be retired. I will make myself available, and I will make myself known. It's a personality that you cannot stop, and I think this challenge gives me adrenaline, and I think that adrenaline is what you need to make sure that your metabolism stays young and your brain keeps producing new thoughts.
What's your why? Like, why do you do this?
Why do I do this? So I'm fourth generation, and the company is 115 years old. But in many ways, the company just started. We launched the book a year ago in Salone del Mobile 2024, April 2024. But I'm referencing this book because it was a very important moment for me as a person that is, it's family, it's ownership, but it's also business. And it made me even more proud of the business in that moment, writing the book Born in Oasi Zegna. And the title was very important for me because everything is born in Oasi Zegna. My great-grandfather was a crazy person. I would call him, in that bucket of people, the crazy good people, the people that you kind of want to hang out at the dinner table. In 1910s, he decided to create a wool mill in the mountains north of Turin, northwest of Italy. And he believed that the well-being of its employees was the most important part of his success. He could not have success without the well-being of the employees. So he built a hospital, built a school. He bought 100 square kilometers of land, and then he planted 500,000 trees. And he didn't do it for money. He didn't do it for ego. He didn't do it for fame, because nobody really knows about this place. He did it because there is a beautiful sense of it, because it felt right. And doing things because they feel right is always, I think, a romantic, beautiful idea. And actually, to your question, why do I do it? Because I feel a weird sense of responsibility to, if I work in this business and if I can contribute in this business, in order to really pay homage to the founder, I need to be a bit as crazy as he was. I have a sense of responsibility in adding a page of this book that is this family. Like, ultimately, I think I do my job well if I am able to, as a brand, help you and us expand yourself, your persona. Like, if I help you add layers to you, and the brand mark, the two stripes that we have on the products that we have on our shoes, I want that to be the window into our world. The business we're in is not about products, it's about stories and feelings and emotions.
Was the brand ever in a bad position, and how did you recover from it in your 20 years that you're managing it?
COVID was the hardest for me. Like, was World War III for the company, you know. My grandpa went through 2 wars. My father went through half war. I went through war, COVID, and business was down. I would say, yeah, retail and production was down 50%, 50. So it was dramatic. So thank God we were pretty robust in financing, and we had no debt. Otherwise, we would have gone, really, really bad. I created a committee. We call it a turnaround committee, trying to cut costs, but also prepare yourself to the comeback. Then the IPO came in 21. There was another
Big.
good things, but thank God we went to the IPO leaner, and with that mindset, with that new mindset. So I think that the question is, would we have been prepared for the IPO if it wasn't COVID? Probably not. We came out more fit, more focused, more target driven, and so the IPO was a kind of a natural step, and we got blessed. I remember the day of the IPO, arrived in New York Friday night, and there were 20,000 COVID cases in New York. 20,000. The IPO was Monday. I put together an emergency committee to decide whether we should go or not go. That was the hardest decision ever. And then we said, let's go, guys. We are prepared. We know what we're doing. Let's go. That is the biggest decision taken on my own. And I was right.
So what's your personal KPI for success?
My number one KPI in the business is the most intangible KPI of all. In everything I do, is whether it's advertisement, whether it's an event or an experience or anything, the question is, how much did it make you feel? Real luxury in my mind. It's not about facts, it's about feelings. So the story of a cappuccino, I like to say internally in the business now, apparently is becoming an external store. It's about a hypothetical idea of like convincing you to buy a $20 cappuccino. How can I sell you a $20 cappuccino, okay? I will sell you a $20 cappuccino only if I make you feel different. Like there is a feeling thing. And I cannot quantify this. It's about giving you an extra layer, you know? You'll never remember exactly what me and you talked about today in this talk, but you always remember how I made you feel or you made me feel. And I think that's spectacular, that's stupendous as a sentiment.
I think you're onto something very smart, and I'll tell you why. Not just to compliment you without justifying.
You mean to be on your talks?
No. No. So, the emotion KPI, the only strategic way that actually can work is an ecosystem of different ways to express your values. So, as Xenia, where's my first emotion? And I'll tell you, it's the way you guys in 2020 treated my mother at the fashion show in Milan. And until today, everybody knows I'm very biased, I'm very loyal. And the way you treated her, and I'm like, okay, this brand stands for something. But for Enes, it was how you treated his mother was the first inflection point.
No, I agree. I mean, you see, the challenge for me is like, I agree with you, but how do you scale that? And so that then becomes really the tough part. It's more about the best ideas are always unscalable, and then figure out a way to make them scalable.
All right.
I'm sure you did not start this thinking that this could scale immediately. It was perfect because it was small, you had the right contacts and so forth.
It's compounded.
See, but the best ideas need to be unscalable. I stress this.
Interesting.
Because they're true. A Patagonia jacket, my best example, Patagonia, I admire the founder. I've read his books. And I say that because when I see, if you right now were wearing Patagonia, you had the logo Patagonia, the best thing is that, you're saying to me something. that brand expands yourself. You're not just wearing something technical to go, it's cold and so forth. No, there is something else. You could have picked any other brand. Why did you pick that? And the best example is remove the logo. That product, you won't recognize it. It could be any brand. There is no specific design or thing that makes it Patagonia. So that logo makes it all. So to your point about how do you turn a product in motion, it's like you need to bloody work on this baby that is called brand, synthesize its spirit into a sign, and make that be the window into that word. And this is what I'm trying to do with the brand mark. Again, the brand mark that is subtle, is sophisticated, is not the what. So I needed something that people could recognize and see. If you know, you know. But it's not the what, it's the how I go back again. And doing it this way, this is probably the best thing we've ever done. Like of all, and this is going to be the success of this business, is this specific brand mark that is behind your jacket, my jacket, and so forth.
The window.
The window. On a personal note, success is to be enough. See, I mean, happiness and success to me are similar words. Because to be really happy is to be enough. Are you enough?
I like the quote, Edoardo, always grateful, never satisfied. I think I live my life this way. Myself personally, as health, here, do my show better, do an interview better, be sharper. So I hope, or I think you might relate to that. What do most CEOs get wrong?
The worst they could do is put their ego in front of the company. To me, this is the one they do it, they're totally wrong, and it's going to be like a snowball effect. So put your ego behind. Take a humble approach, lead by example, and listen to your people. As age goes by, I'm less impatient. I listen more. I don't react as I used to. I sleep over and then I come back and maybe I change my mind. I say, oh, so guys, sorry, I changed my mind. And you were right. Or you were wrong. So I think that the worst are the rash decision. In taking this more relaxed approach, that initially slowed down my impetus, and it gave me the impression to lose power or to lose control. Absolutely not. To gain control. Often silence is more control than just shouting. And this is some of the learning I've took, and that's what I consider the best action for the stakeholder.
How do you deal with burnout?
I'll give you another analysis that I've always liked, is this idea of like, in your life, you're juggling balls. Every year, new balls come in. And if you think now, 10 years ago, imagine you 10 years ago, juggling the balls, you're right, you would have like dead like this. And now you've just become better. Why? Because I think, this is my perspective, is like the most important thing about juggling balls, you need to know which one of the balls are made out of crystal. And they cannot fall. And so you need to identify what are those balls and make sure that those balls will never fall. And the way to deal with burnout is allowing some of the other balls to fall down, but know which one they cannot fall. Because at the end of the day, everything else, if it went exactly the opposite, yes, it would have changed margin, but ultimately the big piece would have not changed. So to me, this is the largest investment we've ever done in our business, in the history of our business ever. Doing this in Dubai, taking over this opera house, building all of this fashion show, Villa Zegna experience. I mean, when I saw it, I just like, I want to figure it out. It's like, it makes sense. It's the right timing. This is the center of the world. It's perfect. I have a concept. I want to do it. And we pulled it off.
Yeah.
And so we created a private club in Dubai for a week in the Opera House. I mean,
What do you look for when you're hiring someone?
I only care about one thing. How much do they care? How much do they care about the baby? They're talking about the baby being the brand. Well, how much do you care about it? About it. It's only about care. Because if you care, they're going to figure it out.
What's one thing about Zegna you'll never want to change?
The heart. And the heart is Oasi Zegna. I love the brand to become the slowest brand in the world. I love the idea that like we're considered as the slowest brand in the world. It has nothing to do with like speed of services, of reacting, of delivering, of customer service, it's the slowness in which we create a product, conceive a product, and the fact that this product can last forever.
Is it really the first time you take the show in 100 years? I'm not sure if the number is correct, but in 100 years outside of Milano?
Yes, I would say yes, because first of all, we haven't done shows forever. We were used to do shows in Pitti, then we left Pitti, and it was a bold decision to move from Pitti to Milan. It has been a bold concession, and I think it worked out for all of us, for you guys, for us, for Camera della Moda, and for what Italy, made in Italy, can do. If you want to do it, I think there are no limits. So I think it's a sign of a pioneering spirit, of sharing something together, which is very good.
Why Dubai?
Because Dubai is the center of the world today. I was looking at the data yesterday, and every month in our store in Dubai Mall, we have 100 different nationalities that are purchasing. 100.
Because the energy that I felt in Dubai and the business growth and the team, a strong team we have, made these results possible. It's a country in which for the past 2 years we have been growing the highest in terms of percentage. So it means that the market is here. It means we are doing something well. And it means that we are well liked by the local.
I was very pleased to meet the CEO of Dubai Tourism and a lot of the ministers within Dubai as a whole. And what really shocked me in a positive way was their clarity of what they want to do. I mean, firstly, they're not run like a government official. They're run like a private institution. I think it's phenomenal. When I sat down the first time, he said, you know what? Dubai today, the goal was visit. The next goal I have is live and work. Basta. You've said everything. This place, Dubai, is a vision. The founder had a vision and he made it happen.
I think this show will contribute to make the brand strong across the Gulf. In terms of marketing, it's a fantastic opportunity we played. I think we worked very well with the local government. I think we have fantastic people. And I think this is what we share with them. It's the vision, the pioneering spirit, the business sense, and to do things extremely well. So we found the collaboration quite amazing, and probably is the thing that impressed me the most. I did not expect this collaboration by the local people that understood, that through us they can amplify, the Dubai experience.
It is said that leadership can be lonely. Do you agree?
Very much so. Yeah, but I have the fortune to have a very strong woman and a smart woman close to me, and so she knows more about me than myself. But probably the hardest decision, yes, I've taken on my own. When you have to decide where to take the family business next, it was my decision, and it was my proposal to the family, then to the board. And right or wrong, thank God it was the right decision. I had to support it fully. and believe in it. And often change brings you a hard decision.
For sure.
And change can be very uncomfortable and very harmful. And I think that when you have to do serious changes, yes, you're on your own, and you take your own risk, and you have to be responsible, either way. But I must say that I enjoy taking decisions. I enjoy taking risk. This is probably the harder things to do for a man of power or for leaders, to accept when they're wrong, to admit when they're wrong, to admit the mistake, and being able to react and turn it around.
What kind of leader, Edoardo, are you becoming?
It's hard. I mean, it's very hard to manage a business that tells stories. I mean, you have to remember, we make clothing. You know how complicated it is to make clothing? And so being able to manage that across everything, across the story, across the flow, across everything. I mean, it's a glorified word, but like doing it is like, it's really hard. I'm becoming prouder of the work I'm doing, we're doing, and so forth. And the consequence, I'm more centered in who I am. So having had the opportunity to change and evolve the brand made me feel more proud about the brand, and as a consequence, be more centered as a whole. In a family business, there's 3 layers. It's family, ownership, and business. The most glorified of all is business. I think what me, my brother, my generation needs to do is to glorify ownership. Because being an owner and being a shareholder it's a very important job. I don't think it's glorified enough, and we need to add more pride in the ownership part. I think the hardest thing is to be able to wear the 3 hats and be able to respect that hat and to have a relationship with your kids and your family and so forth.
Before I let you go, I'm gonna skip a lot. The last point is, how do you feel that now, I know you have your father, your grandfather, and now you have Angelo and Edoardo. How does it make you feel that you have?
No, it makes me feel very happy that they're on board, and bless the gene.
I need to go to meet other people. Thank you for giving me your time. I have, of course, so many questions for another day. Last question. What's the vision in one sentence?
His ability to see what others cannot. Being as crazy as my great-grandfather was. I think the best compliment I can give to him is, the best way to pay homage to him is be as crazy as he was.
Thank you, Mr. Crazy. Grazie. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
When you work on yourself for a while, you have the privilege of being more selective. The more you do well in your life, I think you get more credit of the word no. And with Zegna, it's a pleasure to say yes. To work with them, because the way they treated my mother the first time showed me so much about them. They took care of her, they took care of me. And after that first show, I knew that this is a brand I respect and I appreciate. From the tailors to the designers, you know that you're not working with any brand. You're working with a brand that stands for something. And I think a lot of it comes down from up-down, because if the family that owns it is warm and has good life values and ethics, that transcends all the way to the most basic person.